Where's my D20? Gobbo! Hello and welcome to Hobb's Horror Stories. I am Hob, your hobgoblin narrator. Today we have a great TTRPG horror story for you. Today's story includes bullying, matchmaking, and rejection. So let's get into it. This story comes from r/RPG horror stories on Reddit and was written by Vatios V. Miles. The title of today's story is DM Bullied Me in-game because I didn't want to date his friend. So this was back in my late teens. I was invited to join my first D&D group online via a guy. Male, 22 at that time, we'll call him AJ, who I later found out had feelings for me, an 18-year-old female. At first it was great. We did a one-shot that lasted a couple of hours, and I had a really incredible time, and after that trial run we all decided to play together. Officially, we had a DM, his girlfriend, two of our mutual friends, the guy who invited me, and two other of his friends. 7 in total before we had a person drop out a few sessions in. As it was my first official campaign, all done over Discord and Roll20, I was still super new and had all the quirks of trying to get my footing, both as a player and as a character. I'm not sure what the DM's initial idea for the world was, serious, fun, goofy, etc, so I followed everyone else's lead. I played as a bard elf who had a laid-back personality, but knew when they needed to be serious. Very baby's first steps kind of campaign stuff. Fast forward about a year in, I start running into a problem. The guy who invited me was actually a super close friend to the DM, who played a lawful-type paladin and had grown feelings for me. I wasn't interested for several reasons. And by this point in the campaign, he and I were on rocky shores because he went from being a friend to actively trying to pursue me, despite several declines, both in and out of game. Buddy, no means no, you gotta just back off sometimes. It's not that difficult of a concept. It got to the point that our DM stepped in after a session to mediate a situation, in which I got punished in-game for declining to be romantic with AJ's paladin, as well as an almost 2-hour-long argument with the two of them about how my refusal to give AJ a chance and our characters arguing was ruining the game for everyone else. This attitude became the norm. AJ would say something to me in front of the group, I would respond, the DM would immediately take his side, rinse and repeat. The final nail in the coffin came towards the end of the year. After a particularly hard battle, our team ended up with a boatload of cash and not much left to do. Some characters got new weapons, upgrades, and others went out to get absolutely drunk and celebrate, mine included. My character happened to stumble out from the inn they were staying at and drunkenly gave her coins away to knights and a local beggar. This prompted the DM to snap and call me chaotic stupid, breaking from his usual role to belittle me for almost 5 minutes about how stupid of a party member my character was, how she didn't fit into the story/team, and how they didn't know how she survived this long being this stupid. He even tried to get other players to agree before digging on me even more, no longer referring to me by my character's name and instead saying, "You're chaotic stupid." It was really hurtful. It was really hurtful, to the point that I didn't talk to the rest of the group for the whole rest of the session. I was burnt thinking this group of people I'd known for almost a year would at least tell him to stop or lay off. They didn't. I cried afterwards. To say the least, it was embarrassing, and really uncomfortable. The group promptly disbanded after this and no one returned to play, at least not in this group. I didn't find out till recently that they revamped a new session, brought in one of my close friends from the group, and apparently used a group pet/animal I had helped capture from our previous session here too. In hindsight, there were so many red flags. I didn't see them back then, but now I only know them looking back. I think I was still learning. The DM had a specific vibe/story in mind no one was really following. And because I wasn't interested in AJ, the DM started to target me as a result of trying to have his back. I've done several groups after this, and I even got a chance to DM as well too. I've definitely grown as a player from that first session, but looking back, I can't even comprehend why I stayed in there in the first place. Well, OP, all I will tell you is that this group of people that you called friends definitely were not your friends. A friend stands up for you when someone is doing this, and does not let the DM and AJ walk all over you and constantly cause problems for your character. As for the campaign itself, it's probably a good thing that the campaign ended where it did, before it spiraled even further downhill. As the saying always goes, no D&D is better than bad D&D. And I say that with experience. Well, everyone, I think that about wraps up my thoughts. Let's get to the conclusion. I hope you enjoyed today's story. If you have any stories you would like to have read here on the channel, please share them to the email in the description below. Also, if you could please like, comment, and subscribe, it would help us greatly to slay the monster known as the algorithm. Also, if you're looking for more great horror stories like these, please click the link at the end of this video. Thank you from all of us here at Goblins and Gremlins.